With that, welcome you inside this weekending edition of Big Ten Today, presented by Gatorade. Rick Pizzo joined by Paul Caponigri. If you're with us, basically at any time, you know that if Cappy's here, it means we're talking pucks, and it is hockey day here on the Big Ten Network. There's no such thing as an off season anymore, is there?
In any sport, right? I mean, it's June. You like to be on the golf course a little bit more, but this is fun. Always talking hockey. And then the draft coming up is exciting. Lots of Big Ten action.
And, of course, looking ahead to the 2026 draft, we've been talking about this draft for a long time, and the big story tells us exactly why. It's not just because of one player, but Gavin McKenna has long been presumed to be the #1 overall pick. That is going to happen when the draft begins on Friday night in Buffalo. McKenna, of course, spending 1 year at Penn State. And Cappy, I don't think in any way, shape, or form that McKenna could have really helped his draft stock because he was always going to be #1. Yeah. But based on his 1 year performance in State College, you would also certainly argue he didn't hurt his future stock in the NHL.
No, and I think what helped him is that he started a little slow. I mean, you were there for his first game, and the expectations are through the roof for a 17-year-old. We're going to see it again this year coming up, but I think he handled it well. A little hardship's not a bad thing because you see how a player reacts to that. He's not going to go to the NHL and be a superstar right away. He's going to have to figure it out. He's most likely also going to Toronto, which is, it's the Dallas Cowboys. It's the New York Yankees. The media scrutiny is going to be high. I just think he's a level-headed kid. His skill, his mind, I think, is what sets him apart. Where I think he needs to what's going to be for him is getting physically more mature. Yep. And that's just with time. He's 18 years old. But he lived up to it. His hockey IQ and everything he did this year, his team didn't win. Some people will look at that. I'm like, but it's a team sport, and there's 18 guys and a goalie out there. So I think he answered every question this year.
And he understands, if he does end up as expected in Toronto, he understands what will be expected of a Canadian guy because he's been under the microscope at the level of guys like Crosby and Gretzky and Lemieux, Bedard. There's no question this has been the guy who has been the guy in Canada for a long time. Of course, we'll talk about the next guy coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's transition to other names. Guys who, if you're not a huge hockey fan, juniors, you haven't been following, but you're waiting for guys to come and play at your school, and guys are going to be drafted in the draft. Let's start with Michigan State because Adam Nightingale continues to bring in player after player. Chase Reed's one of those guys.
Yeah, I love Chase Reed, a defenseman, a right shot defenseman. For my comp, for anyone out there that wants to, compare him to one, and it's a high comparison, is Cale Makar. Because he's a dynamic skater, he's high skill, he can take over a game offensively from the back end, and you just don't see a ton of guys that can control a game offensively from defense. I mean, we've had some guys come through the Big Ten, obviously, Quinn Hughes. Even Brock Faber was a really good offensive defenseman. Chase Reed is a much more dynamic guy. He's going to look more like Quinn Hughes, but just with the right shot. And Cale Makar, it's a high praise, but he's supposed to be he could be the second pick right after Gavin McKenna. There's a reason why, because he has those traits.
Yeah, that is a lofty comparison, one of the top
the style of game at the very least.
I totally understand where you're going. Last name that's familiar to a lot of hockey fans. What about Jack Hextall?
Another guy that I think these guys are so prepared to come to college at such a young age. He's played at USA program. He's been a center there. Can he be relied on to take a spot like from Charlie Stramel, who was a senior? I mean, these are the things that now you just come to expect an 18-year-old to come in and do. It's the world we're in, though, right? And I think these kids, though, are put in pressure situations 15, 16, 17, that at 18 they're prepared to do it. So I like him. You don't know what you're going to get, though, until they're on the ice against these older guys. So we'll see. But I love him, and I think he's a guy that'll stick around for a while, too, which is the Nightingale will like.
Also, Ethan Belchetz, who's expected to get drafted as well. So you're talking about three guys, commits to Michigan State. I mean, this, I think, speaks as much to what we think of these players as it does what these players think of what Adam Nightingale and company have built in East Lansing.
Well, I think, too, and you can look at a guy like Belchetz was very late in the process, and I think he was waiting to see where and what the best fit for him is. And I think you can look at it, Parter Martone. Yeah. I mean, he was probably the best advocate for college hockey. And then their general manager talked about how this year was so great for him to go to Michigan State, play against guys bigger, stronger, faster.
Well, it didn't hurt when they got into the playoffs with the Flyers.
Right, and then he goes right into the NHL and does that. So I just think that speaks volumes, and he speaks volumes for Michigan State. So when guys hear that about that program, they're like, oh, you mean I could maybe go there for a year, maybe 2, develop under Adam Nightingale, and then hop right into a playoff series? I mean, those are the types of things that win you recruits, aside from all the other stuff from the school.
Obviously a change at Minnesota, and Wyatt Cullen is a guy who I think the Gophers obviously are very high on, NHL teams are high on.
Well, what I think would happen with him is he grew a lot late. He's one of those guys like Anthony Davis in basketball went 6 inches. He grew a ton recently. He's got the NHL pedigree with his dad, but he was the best player for the American side in that age level the last 6 months to a year. I think he's got a chance I think he's going to be kind of sneaky. If he's picked 9, 10, 11, that people are going to be thinking, why did we pass this guy up? Because I think he's just kind of hitting. He finally got his height, and now his body grows into that with all the skill he has. I think Minnesota's got a gem.
Yeah, if you're able to do it at a smaller size, when you become that guy that nobody wants to go in the corners with, that can only help you.
Right, because you have the skill right now, you got the size to go with it. Dangerous combo.
I talked a lot about Michigan State, now transition a little bit to Michigan and J.P. Hurlburt, another guy whose name is expected to be called.
Yeah, another USA program guy that went to the WHL. So that's where Gavin McKenna came from. A lot of American guys now are going up there to play to get prepared for college and NHL. And he's kind of that. He was a mid-round first round pick that I think he's kind of leveled off. I don't know what teams think of him. He could go anywhere from 15 to maybe 30.
That's crazy.
Right. I mean, it's, every team's got a different opinion, but I think he's going to be an impact player at Michigan. The question for him is not so much can he be an impact, but where is the space for him and how much he'll get, because Michigan is going to be loaded.
And not just this year, but perhaps next year and in future years as well. Landon DuPont announcing this week that he will play next season at the University of Michigan. Now, McKenna is the presumptive number 1 in 2026. You're looking at the young man who, when he is eligible, will be the presumptive number 1 in 2027. And he's a guy, Cappy, you talk about defenseman who can do things and change games offensively. I mean, so much is being heaped upon this young man as the potential future, not just in college, but at the NHL level as well.
Yeah, I mean, another huge pickup for the Big Ten and then for the University of Michigan. Landon DuPont I watched him more in the Memorial Cup. It was on TV a lot, so I got to see him play more. He uses his speed a lot. Like, Gavin McKenna, what makes him so difficult, he's a Patrick Kane comp. Like, he slows the game down. He sets his players up. DuPont does that, but he uses his jets, and he comes up the ice and drove. I'm watching him play, and he hadn't decided yet. I'm like, that guy looks like a Michigan player because of the way he plays. He likes to get up and go on the offense. I think that's just going to be great for his development. Michigan is loaded. It's going to be crazy. Michigan State is loaded. The league is loaded.
We got time for one more thought from you, like 15 seconds here. DuPont won't be around until next year. This year, who heads into the season as the favorite to win the Big Ten?
I mean, you got to say Michigan State.
Once again.
Michigan State are right there, but Minnesota's lurking. Wisconsin, 1 goal away
from a national championship.
You were there. I mean, the league, Ohio State's going to be, Notre Dame is going to be super improved. It's going to be a gauntlet.
Halcyon times for the Big Ten and the world of college hockey. Great stuff as always from Paul Captain Nigri.